Yeah, y'all, so we're coming to the end of 2024, and if you guys still do not know what this game is, then there is something seriously wrong. But do not worry, that is what this video is here for. I'm going to go ahead and fill you in on everything you need to know about the finals. This game is honestly so fun right now and has given me some of the most enjoyment I've had playing FPS games in a long time.
I see it. Jane, I noticed it took 100 hours.
To start, I'm going to fill you in on the basics. I'm going to go ahead and move through to where the game currently is, where it's going to be, and everything that you basically need to know for it.
The writing's on the wall, literally.
Despite the finals literally just dropping barely last year, I would have to say this has to be one of the most underrated FPS games on the marketplace. And it's completely free. Now that being said, I don't want to start the video off by downplaying the achievements. It definitely has a very loyal community, and there are a handful of players who really enjoy the game, such as myself. So don't really worry too much about matchmaking times. If that's a concern of all, you find games pretty quick. The game actually has a pretty wide variety of game modes, so I'm going to go ahead and explain the main couple and leave the rest up for your exploration. Firstly is the main casual play game mode called Quick Cash. The Quick Cash game mode revolves around setting 3 different teams of 3 against each other to see who can come out on top. The goal is for a team to unlock a vault, get that vault to a cash box, and then protect that cash box for 2 minutes to get 10 grand out of it. The first team to 20,000 wins. However, during that 2 minutes, obviously other teams can come ahead and steal that cash box, and then they will win the money from it. This game mode is very fast paced, very fun, and very hectic. I myself have found myself losing hours playing this game mode, and you can tell because the game places me in the top 750 Quick Cash players of the season. It's very sad I have spent too many hours playing this, but it's so fun. For the more competitive ranked players, don't worry, there is definitely a game mode for you. It is called Ranked Tournament. This game mode starts by finding 8 different teams of 3 and placing 4 of those teams into one game and 4 of those teams into another game. The process of getting a vault into a cash box is the exact same here, although the amount varies depending on which vault you are on. For instance, the first vault is 10,000, but then this increases depending on which vault you're on. I know that's a little confusing, but it's very easy to grasp when you're actually in the game. Now, the top 2 teams of these 4 will face the top 2 teams of the other 4 that we're playing, while the rest of the people are disqualified. And then finally, the top 2 teams out of these top 4 teams will face off in a final head-to-head match to win the ranked tournament. Placing high up in the tournament, like 1, 2, or 3, will gain you rank score and likely get you towards a rank increase. On the other hand, losing will obviously do the exact opposite. Now, I know this is a little confusing and hard to get, but trust me, once you get into the flow of the game, it's very easy and quick to understand. It takes about 5 minutes, I'd say, to get the hang of it. The gameplay itself is by far the most unique and interesting part of the game. No offense to the rest of it, it's all amazing. The destructibility of the maps is absolutely incredible to play around and definitely causes a lot of chaos and also interesting and unique environments for each game. It also allows for many tactical plays, which you couldn't have in other games like Call of Duty. It's very fun. There are 3 classes that you can play as. There's Heavy, which is basically the tank. There's Medium, which is essentially your support player. And then there's Light, which is kind of your wild card, I guess. It used to be the DPS, but now that's kind of more balanced out, so it's kind of whatever you want to make it to be. It's a bit of a run and gun, maybe objective focused player, however you decide to play it. Definitely a role that is difficult to define, to be honest. Some of the weapons do feel slightly unbalanced, but I'm sure that will be sorted by next season or in a few patches time. When you play, no matter what class you choose, you get your main gun, you then get 3 side gadgets, and your main ability that you can choose. The abilities are unique for each class. For Light, for example, you get to choose whether you have the ability to dash, go invisible, or you can use a grapple hook if you want to. For Medium, the main abilities are a heal beam, which heals other players, which is great for playing support with the Heavy. You also get a turret, which will lock onto players automatically, or you can also have the dematerializer, which will get rid of walls in your way. For Heavy, you can either have the winch claw to bring people in, which is really useful if you're playing like melee weapons or short range weapons. Yes, there are lots of melee weapons in this game, and I'll be real with you, they are pretty insane. There's also the mesh shield, which is essentially a big riot shield that you can put up, which works really well with other players on your team when you're playing as a team. And finally, there is the charge and slam, which is a great denial tool and kind of a I'm screwed, let me quickly just get out of this situation button. It also deals a heck of a lot of damage and is great for denying teams from stealing your cash out. The gadgets, there are a million of you, you'll have to go into the game to explore that yourself. The same with the guns, there's a lot of those, but I'm sure that you will enjoy using them, exploring them, and destroying your enemy with them. There's new content being added to the game all of the time, and the maps themselves are so unique and interesting and just fun to play. I keep saying that, but that's because they are. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys explore the game for yourselves. It is completely free, so there is genuinely no reason not to. You will seriously love it, I promise you, and if not, you can come back here and say, Ryan, you lied to me, and I will cry myself to sleep. But I hope you enjoyed my brief overview of the finals. This isn't like a sponsored video. I have 600 subs, they're not gonna sponsor me, but I genuinely feel it is an underrated game right now, and seriously needs some attention. It's gonna blow up sooner or later. I already have 1,000 hours in the game. It just depends on how quickly you want to hop on that train. But that's gonna be all for now. I appreciate you watching. Please do subscribe. It means an awful lot to me when you click that button, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye, peace, have a great day.